Good day, and welcome to the presentation of LITESTAR project, a different project. The reason to be of LITESTAR project. Manufacturers, designers, installers, public bodies, retailers, and wholesalers operating in the lighting sector bring us new requests that cannot be satisfied with the systems that we are used to. LITESTAR project wants to be the answer to all these increasing needs. But let's analyze the different needs. For example, the needs of the manufacturers. The manufacturers' main needs are those of giving customers real-time information about the new characteristics of the product in a dynamic and effective way, managing a technical commercial database that can be used for different applications, providing data in all the available formats for the different software existing in the market, having a customized or shared program for transferring data, being able to customize the program according to their needs, protecting their own data from unwanted modification and or manipulations. So let's analyze in brief the different points. Giving customer real-time information. This is a huge need now with the LED products because the characteristics of the different products change almost every day. And so the old paper catalogs are no more an efficient mean to transfer the information from the manufacturer to the market. So a real-time information, transferring information system is absolutely a must for all manufacturers and also for the market. Second point, managing a technical commercial database that can be used for different applications. This is a request that arose in the past from some manufacturers working with us. They asked if it was possible to have a single database that could be used for example, the lighting calculation program, and then as a database for the catalog, but at the same time, the same database could be used also for the internet. And this is what we realized. Providing data in all the available formats for the different software existing in the market. So there are different software in the market, and so for a manufacturer it is a must to be able to satisfy the different needs, the different requests arising from the market. So our software is capable of providing data into different formats, and not only formats that can be used by our software. Having a customized or shared program for transferring data. This is a key point, for example, for commercial issues. Sometimes we have customers, manufacturers, where the main need is to have their own program. They don't want to be shared, have data shared through a shared program. So this is a main need. They transfer their information to the market using their own customized software. On the other hand, there are other manufacturers willing to have a shared program so that they can have a wider, let's say, audience, a wider range of users, and so they can transfer their information through a common program. Being able to customize the program according to their needs. In this case, for the manufacturers, it means mostly that we customize some features of the lighting calculation program, or for example, the photometric data manager. There are many manufacturers now asking us to have a layout of their own so that they can immediately export the information in a format that can be used directly for their, for example, paper catalog or for their internet documentation in the layout of the manufacturer itself. protecting their own data from unwanted modifications and or manipulations. This is another main point because, for example, when you transfer the information to the market, you want that your information cannot be changed, they cannot be modified by somebody. They stay as they are, as they were supplied by the manufacturer. Let's jump now to the designer's needs. Their main needs, the main needs that we collected from the designers are having a single open database in which to insert all data of interest supplied by the manufacturing companies in different ways. Managing data fully in a way which is no longer limited to photometries. Updating data in real time. Making as automatic as possible the operations of data management, being able to customize the program according to their needs. So, having a single open database in which to insert all data of interest supplied by the manufacturing companies in different ways means that there are many manufacturers in the world, and the designer may select some of them. So they have to be free to import at their own database the information of interest. Managing data fully in a way which is no longer limited to photometries. So the set of information characterizing any product is no more limited to photometry. So the LDT and IS files are more and more limited, and they cannot transfer the whole set of information to the market. But the market is willing to have something more, and in a way that could be flexible, could be efficient, could at the end improve the designer's work. Updating data in real time. This is another main point, because if the process can be managed automatically by the program used by the designer, this is really time saving. And it is not like what's happening now, that the designer has to go to the website, they have to download the IS or LDT files, they have to import, but if they want to add an image, they have to manage it separately with another program, or if they want to manage the instruction leaflet, they have to manage it in a different way. So everything should be managed as much as possible in an automatic way. Last point, being able to customize the program according to their needs. In this case, it means, for example, to supply a program which can export at the end exactly the documentation used by the designer for their common work, for their daily work. For example, some customers asked us to export data into an Excel file. So the full list of products used at the project were exported to an Excel file exactly in the format of the designer. Public bodies and ESCO, energy service companies. The public bodies and ESCO's main needs are those of again, having a single open database in which to insert all data of interest supplied by manufacturing companies or those certified by third-party laboratories. Managing data fully and in a way which is no longer limited to photometries. Updating data in real time. Making as automatic as possible the operation of data management. Being able to customize the program according to their needs. As you can see, the needs are more or less the same like the designers, but in this case we have an added point, which is those certified by third-party laboratories. For example, over here in Italy, all the public bodies and ESCO companies, they ask now to manufacturers to have a certified photometry, which is usually not available through their program. So before supplying the products, before being possible to participate to the tender, they have to supply, they have to verify their photometry at a third-party laboratory. and then supply data. If you don't have an open database, then those data can be only placed in a folder outside the program. So then it is not possible to add the image, it is not possible to add the certification, it is not possible to have all the documentation linked together with the photometry. So the single open database is the solution for this need. Let's come now to this distributors and retailers. The distributors and retailers' main needs are those of having, again, a single open database in which to insert all data of interest supplied by the manufacturing companies, managing a web catalog of web catalogs via the company's web that shows the distributed products and those on whose data will be updated by the manufacturing companies, managing data fully and in a way which is no longer limited to photometries, updating data in real time, making as automatic as possible the operations of data management, being able to customize the program according to their needs. Again, we see that more or less we have the same needs for designers and public bodies and SEO companies. But we have an added point, which is managing a web catalog of web catalogs. So the main problem of distributors and retailers is that usually all over the world they do not distribute, they do not manage the full catalog of a single manufacturer. So they make a selection. And their main problem is that they want to show their customers in their markets, they want to show only the products of interest. What is possible now is to have a paper catalog which is carrying all the information. On the other hand, we have the websites of the manufacturers which are carrying all the information related to the products. But some products cannot be distributed in a single market. So the main problem for the distributors and retailers is that they cannot show exactly what they want to distribute at their market. At Oxitec, we developed a system so that if a manufacturer has a web catalog, it can be shown at the website of the distributor and retailers, where the distributor can show the different manufacturers they manage. But an added value feature is that it is also possible for the distributors and retailers locally. They can add a filter, and this filter is exactly the list of the products distributed by the distributor and retailers. So the greatest advantage of this system is that on one hand we have the manufacturer keeping updated all data. On the other hand, the distributor is using data coming from the manufacturer, so there is no error. They are absolutely information error-free, but on the other hand, they can also add the filter so that they show really what they want to show. So, the synthesis of the different needs. We asked ourselves the following question. If, on the other hand, it is difficult to make each of these realities fit in such strict systems, they all have their own personality, their own way of being, which is, on the other hand, the common factor that brings together manufacturers and other different realities in the market. So, our answer is the management of product data. Product data, information, are the common denominator in all the requests that we have examined so far. What changes is the way in which each reality manages data in their own systems and applications. So we have to find a way, our goal is to find a way so that anybody can cooperate together and transfer data in a way so that everybody can work at the higher level possible of efficiency and flexibility. Other projects available in the market. A typical feature of other projects available in the market is the existence of a system in which the database is closed. At the end, this is a limit when market user need something more. So, some systems available in the market, they have a closed database, so it is not possible to completely fulfill the needs of a part of the market willing to have something different. So we can face a market which is more or less now split into two. One part is where designers, retailers, public bodies, etc., they use a program supplied by some manufacturers. They don't need to change anything, so this system is perfect for their need. But on the other hand, there is also another part of the market willing to have something different. So our suggestion to the manufacturers, for example, and to the market in general, is to consider that we are working in a world which is not always in a single line. It's a world which has different needs, and we have to try to satisfy them at the highest level possible. So, on the other hand, we can say that LITESTAR project is a completely different project. It means that it is different because we are aiming to a different market. So, LITESTAR project wants to deal with such new requests in a different way by implementing an open database, a solution that can fully satisfy them all. That's why we say that LITESTAR project is completely different, a project with different goals. So in our system, we consider everybody a partner of the project. Between manufacturers and the market, which are the tools that we developed? We already said something about the tools we can propose now, but let's see them now into details. So this is the origin of our proposal based on a series of flexible and configurable tools capable of encompassing and meeting the manufacturer's needs and at the same time the needs of the market. These tools are Web Catalog, standard or customized. It means that we can have a standard version, or in function of the needs of the customers, we can customize also the web catalog. The OXL file. The OXL file is the evolution, what we consider the evolution of ULUM.NIS and IS files. LDT and IS files, it's clear because we cannot close the door to those files which are commonly used all over the world. On the other hand, we also have customized programs because considering that what we said that we have realities which are not all the same, there are also some realities in the market and among the manufacturers willing to have, as we said, a customized program. So let's analyze into details the different tools. The web catalog is a database that can be visualized on the internet through a standard or customized browser. The manufacturing company updates data constantly. So whenever they have changes on the characteristics of products, they can change through the local program, and then they simply have to upload the database to the internet. Through the web catalog, the database will be immediately visualized and available to everybody in the world. On the other hand, the market can make use of the data and benefit from the real-time updates. So, as we said, whenever the manufacturer is uploading the information, immediately they are available to the market. So what we are seeing now is that more and more designers, they access the web catalogs because they know that if the manufacturer didn't update the catalog, it means that the web catalog is the most updated one. So they go there and they find the most updated information. The OXL file. The OXL file is an alternative solution when it is necessary to transfer information in a selective but at the same time complete way to the market. So we face that there are some customers not willing to have their own web catalog, but they want to filter any request coming from the market. They can supply LDT or IS files, ULUM data or IS files, but more and more these information, as we said, are limited. So the OXL can be an efficient and flexible solution in order to transfer all the information from the local catalog, the local database of the manufacturer, through the OXL directly to the market, directly to designers, retailers, and public bodies. But what are the main features of the OXL file? First of all, it's a file based on the XML technology. The XML technology is a technology developed at the time of the development of the Internet, when Netscape was competing against Microsoft Explorer. At that time, it was very difficult because at any new version, there was a new standard. So you had to remove the previous program and install again the new one. A commission was created at that time, and they developed the XML file system, which is capable of adding new parameters whenever they need to add new parameters. So at the end, it is an extreme it has an extreme flexibility and expandability. So it means that whenever we need to add new parameters, we can add them without having to do it from the beginning. This is absolutely not possible for the structure, for example, of the ULUM data and IS files. The OXL file includes all product data, datasheet, photometries, images, text, additional documents, all packed at the same file. So when you transfer one file, you can transfer the full set of information to the market. Another main point is that it is an open source file, so can be used not only in LITESTAR 4D, our system, but also in other applications. It's simply necessary to create a reader and to add this reader to your applications. Allows to solve the normative problem. This is another main point, because we are facing now an incredible development, at least over here in Europe, of the new standards for photometric measurements, for road lighting, etc. So, related to the information of a product, it is essential that, for example, could be added at the file the information related to the laboratory, because now what we transfer to the market is a ULUM data or is an IS file, which are not carrying any information about the status of the laboratory when the measurement was performed. And this is only a little part of the whole set of information that are more and more needed and related to the product in order to characterize it in the best way possible. The OXL is capable of carrying all the information, all the needed information. Nowadays, the LDT and IS files are one of the favorite means to transfer the information regarding lighting products to the market. But such files are the basis of modern illuminating engineering and are used by all programs of its kind existing in the market. These files have the limitation of being able to transfer a restricted set of data strictly related to the photometry. So, this implies having to use the different ways and means to gather further information, that is to say, wasting precious time in non-productive activity. It is clear the LDT and IS file, we think that in a close future will be replaced by other more advanced files. We think that they will be on an XML technology. But it's clear the market now is using LDT and IS files, so as we said before, we are not closing this door to these very important files. So, LITESTAR project wants, therefore, to be the driving force able to encompass all these different needs, respecting the personality of all the realities involved. This is our main goal. And let's have now a brief demonstration of the different features allowing to show you the flexibility of our system. In any case, we are available for a customized demonstration of our system. Please contact us at our customer service. You can see over here. So, let's show how easy it is for a market reality it is to update data using a web catalog supplied by a manufacturer. So from the program, we select a manufacturer of interest. From here, from their catalog, local catalog, we select the WG, which is a manufacturer's web catalog. We jump into the web catalog of interest. We select through different features. We select, for example, the product. We may select, no, I want to change table. We select, for example, this one. Through here, we can see the photometry, we can see the different images, and once I've found the product, I simply drag and drop the information from here to here. So, this is what we said. The manufacturer has the capability of inputting data into the database. They upload the information to the internet, and once they're ready, they can download the reality in the market, can download easily the product simply doing a drag and drop from here to the local database. And the product now is available. Once it is here, it has the photometry, and we can start analyzing the product from different points of view. So if you want to analyze the photometry, we just simply have to select the luminaire and press on PV. And from PV, we have the access to the photometric data manager, when we can analyze the photometry from different points of view. Or from here, it is also possible to visualize a data sheet. I'd like to tell you that up to now, I didn't even touch the keyboard. All was done simply using my mouse. I can select the images, I can select this one, I remove this one, and add this one. So as you can see, very flexible. But also from here, it is possible to right-click product list, and I add this product to the product list. So from here, I can simply access the program to manage specs and offers. So I say this is the spec number 1. I save it as number 1. And then I create a sub-project. So I call it A1. And from here, I import my product You remember that this product was carried directly from the internet, and from here I can visualize at the end the document. I like to say that from here it is possible to export to in here we can add also the customization, so it is possible to export this one into different formats, including also Excel. Let's come now to the web catalog for example, the manufacturers. For the distributors and retailers. This is an example of a web catalog, typical web catalog at a distributor. So they can show the different products of interest, and from here, the customer, the installer, for example, the designer working with that distributor or wholesaler, they can select the product. This is a limited set of information, because these are not the full set of information supplied by this manufacturer. From here, the reality in the market can select the product, and they can, at the same time, they can import into the local database. We want to say that our system is already capable of managing e-commerce. So in this case, you have simply a request to send to the manufacturer, to send to the distributor in this case, or it is also possible to have here e-commerce. So as we said, the web catalog for distributors is a web catalog where we have different manufacturers, where it is possible to select the products, but where the products are filtered in function of the wholesaler needs. Let's have a brief view on the OXL. So as we said, the OXL is carrying the full set of information related to a product. So for example, if we access a folder, we can edit the information related to this product and visualize the structure of the OXL file. As you can see, it is something completely different from a ULUM data or from an IS file, and it is carrying a huge amount of information. As you can see here, the information related to the manufacturer, related to the luminous area, related to the luminaire, related to the lamp, the measurement conditions, the photometry, and from here the information related to the 3D of the luminaire, the images, the descriptions into 23 languages, the images, and at the end we have the PDF files. Again, here we have an image. So everything is packed at the same file. But what does it mean? It means that, for example, if I want to use directly this file into my design, it is not necessary to import it into the database, but we can simply select from the folder and add it to the working plane or in order to run my design. So in here I have a product with a 3D. I can put it exactly at the proper location and I can visualize the photometry. So as you can see, we have a 3D and photometry all together. But we can also say that doing in this way, we also have the information now available at the local catalog. It is simply necessary to drag and drop this information into here. Let's see now how it is possible to manage in a very simple way ULUM data and IIS files. So for example, if we have some ULUM data files, it is possible for a market reality receiving information from the manufacturer. It is simply possible, for example, to do in this way. I create my own folder, so I call it example 1, example 11. I have to copy it again. It was added. At this stage, I select example 11. I select import of LDT and IIS files. I search the folder where I have my files. I select 3 LDT files, open. The files are converted automatically from LDT into the OXL format. They were imported. I close my window and I select from here example 11. I have my 3 files, my 3 products, and from here I can also do something more. For example, I can add an image to the product. So I select media, I access the section where I can add an image to the datasheet. So if I select Oxitec, I select this luminaire. This is my luminaire, and I save the product. The image will be immediately added to my product, and immediately I can have my own datasheet into different formats. So from here, whenever I access, for example, the same offer as before, the same spec as before, I can, in case, add this product to my list. I remove this one because it was already imported. I add to the list. I access in here. I do the import. Another product was added with the image. And now I come to the spec or to the list of the products. As you can see, in a very simple way. The keyboard, I repeat, was touched. No, it was never touched. I hope to have shown you my idea about the flexibility and the goal that Oxitec has in order to propose a very flexible, a very expandable, and very powerful program in order to manage all the different needs of the manufacturers and the market realities.